Hey guys, Emily Powell here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have an updated brow routine for you guys. I had a couple of people kind of hit me up on Instagram and was like, hey, when's the last time you did a brow routine? So it has been a while. I think I've only actually done one. That's just because it doesn't change a lot. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I am gonna be doing the rest of my makeup on camera. So if you guys wanna check that out as well at the end, please feel free to. I think that's it. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we get started, I just wanna put a disclaimer out there. If you hear a little baby voice in the back, it's probably Milo turning up. We're currently in quarantine, so filming with the baby it's just what's happening. My brow routine hasn't really changed that much. I've pretty much stuck to the same type of way that I go about doing my brows. I think a couple of times I will switch out different products and try different things, but it's really hard for me to try new products all the time because I already have kind of like thick curly brows, and trying to tame them and control them and make them do what it is that I want them to do is really hard. So I kind of stick with the same things. But what we're going to be using today, I'll go ahead and show you the products that I am using right now. So the first one is kind of like the holy grail, which is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is in the shade number 4. I really love this product. I've been using it for a long time now, probably about 2-3 years. The pencil is really tiny. I usually go back and forth between this one and the MAC brow pencil, but I've been loving this one for sure. The next product is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Set Gel. I use this to hold my brows in place. This is usually the last thing that I will put on my brows. I have a set of tweezers. I have some small scissors should I need them. And then I have my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer in the number 45, and I use this to kind of clean up my brows. And then to put that on, I have this Sephora concealer brush. This is a newbie in my routine. So a couple weeks ago, I was doing my brows and I couldn't find the brush that I usually use to cut underneath my brows. So I was just kind of like scrambling, and I came across this brush that I've had for years now, and it ended up doing a lot more than I was expecting, and now I've been using it all the time. These last two products came as a surprise for me. I got these during the holidays in kind of like a family. I'm not gonna get you anything expensive, but here you go. And when I first opened this bag and I saw what was inside, of course I got makeup because my family knows that I love makeup. But when I got it, I was just like, this is definitely from probably not even the drugstore. This is probably a dollar store product. And I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to use this. However, I used them both one day and they turned out to amaze me tremendously. So now they're in my brow routine. I always say, you know, you can't always discount drugstore products or products by a company that's not well known, because it may just work for you. So the first one is this all-in-one brow kit. It's a powder kit, and it also has a wax, but I don't really use the wax. And it's by a company called Hard Candy. And then this one, I actually think I might have seen this in Ulta. It's a brow gel mascara, but it's tinted, and it's by a company called Essence. So I'm probably still going to go ahead and do a full face of makeup, but the majority of the video will be dedicated to les brows. Let's see how my brows are looking. Guys, this is my first tutorial with my hair short. I'm so excited. I cut all my hair off. a couple of weeks ago, just because it needed a fresh start. My brows did not bounce back. I mean, my hair did not bounce back that well from postpartum shedding. It just really, really took a toll on it. And as much as I tried to salvage it, it didn't work out. So I was like, it's just hair. We're gonna start over. Okay, so I'm starting with brushing through my brows. On this side, one of the things that I look for is to see kind of like unruly brows that need to be maybe plucked or trimmed, and I see one right here, so I'm gonna just trim it right here, and then I see one here kind of at the top. I've had to practice this technique over the years because I've definitely learned my lesson with cutting off too much hair. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with start at the base of the brow, and as you can see, the tip of this pencil is very, very thin, which makes it perfect for doing the hair-like strokes. So I'm gonna start with tiny, tiny strokes at the base and just kind of work my way out. And I'm doing it very, very lightly. I always say to kind of avoid looking like you have cartoon brows on. Start very, very light and just build. It's been a really, really, really long time since I've had my brows professionally done. When I lived in Houston, my hairstylist at the time taught me how to manage my brows by myself with a razor, like a straight razor. Not the little ones that you get from the beauty supply store, but like an actual straight razor blade. And I've been doing that ever since. Okay, so I'm just taking little strokes, little tiny strokes, and filling in mostly the bottom. And then I'm doing that to build that baseline of where my brows are gonna end. And then of course, I don't have a tail. My tail is very, very vacant. And so what I do is I just extend that tail with the pencil out as far as I need to. The cool thing about doing brows is if you mess up, you can always go in with the concealer to clean it up. I love that. Okay, so I do that and then I spoolie it through. So that's my other tip. Do a little bit of product at a time, spoolie it through. Little bit, spoolie it through. Once you put the product in and then you go through it with the spoolie helps to kind of distribute the product evenly. And then it also, like if you put too much in, throwing the spoolie through your brows can really help with kind of eliminating that. Okay, so I have the base done. I have where I want my brow to end. Should I want to extend it, I can always do that later on. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing at the top. I used to not do this actually, but over the years, my brows have just, they've diminished in certain places, and so I've had to kind of make up for that. I feel like half of that is because of what I've done to my brows over the years, and then the other half is just life. I tried putting these hair growth drops on them by this company called Kaleidoscope. That's actually helped a lot with my edges from postpartum shedding, and it helped a little bit, not a lot. Go ahead and take a little bit of that off with my finger, but then also I know I'll be able to go back through and clean it up with my concealer. I don't know why I'm crouching down. Why do we crouch down? Why do we do that? Like, what is the point of doing that? I don't know. Girls, we just have mannerisms that we kind of revert to, and we don't even know why. Like when we put on mascara, you're like, why do we do that? Okay, so for the front, I don't like the front of my brows to look boxy. So rather than do that, I brush them up all the way in the front. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but this brow in the front is a lot more bushy than this one. I feel like this one is kind of like the free-spirited one, and this one likes to kind of lay to the side. So to give the same look that this one has, I just take the tip and kind of do those little flicks in the front. And I try to camouflage it as much as I can with the hairs in the front, so I brush them towards the middle. Brush them up and towards the middle. Okay. The other thing that I want to say about, I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. The other thing that I can say about this brow routine is that I usually do this when I have the time. So this whole routine altogether takes about maybe 10 to 12 minutes if I'm really invested in making them look kind of perfect. I don't always have that time. So sometimes brows get done and sometimes they don't. I got out of the shower this morning, or this afternoon rather, because what is morning right now in quarantine 2020? I had washed my face in the shower, and I'm not sure if it was like me scrubbing my face wash in my face or what, but I got out of the shower and all of this had broken out. This has never happened with the face wash that I'm using. I'm using the Ole Henriksen, I don't know the name, like the formula name for it, but it's the one in the green bottle. And I don't know if it was that or if it was something that I ate, but I definitely had some sort of skin reaction to it, and it was not good. So with this one, this has a little bit more tail, so I usually don't have to do as much on the back end of this one. I'm trying different styles on my hair. Right now I'm trying to look for a gel that doesn't flake in my hair, because right now that's what's happening. If you guys have any suggestions on gels that won't flake in 4C hair, please let me know. So I think in my last video I did this little trick when I'm wanting to see if my brows look even. I do this and then I lift up the back and look to see if the arch is looking the same. So now moving on, what I like to do is take this eyebrow powder, and it has a wax and it also has two colors. I always choose the deepest one, the deepest color, and I put just a little bit on there. Same thing, I start with a little bit of product and work it in, and I just go through very little, like a tiny bit, and I brush it all the way through, and it gives this just subtle fill in, not feel, but like a fill in, nothing too crazy. Okay, and then twice should be enough. I should not have to go through this again more than twice. Okay, go through, see where it needs to fill. This one, and it's different some days. Like today, I feel like I need just a little bit more in the front. And then I'm gonna spoolie that. Next, I'm gonna take this brush, and it's actually a little dirty. So let me spray my Cinema Secrets. I hope you guys are using this brush cleanser for daily use, because if you're not, you're missing out. Cinema Secrets is like so amazing. It gets your brushes remarkably clean for it to not be a deep cleanse, And then it smells really, really good. What shows are you guys watching for quarantine 2020? This is such a crazy time right now, you know? Like, I'm now teaching from home. I'm also in my master's program, which is also all online. Like, it's been online. So that hasn't changed much, but like, I have to be home all the time now. All of us do, you know, with my son and my husband, and I'm so glad that we like each other, because if we didn't, yeah. I took a little bit of the concealer, put it on the back of my hand. You don't need a lot. You really, really don't. Especially now, like if I want to do a quarantine brow, you know, just something nice and quick. I don't do a lot underneath. I think I'm going to start putting quarantine under every single thing, just so you can reference the circa. Okay, so same thing. Start with a little bit, work it in, build up to as much as I actually need. So I'm gonna start at the base, and I don't do just one swift line. I usually work in small strokes. So I start at the base and very lightly underneath. What I'm attempting is avoiding kind of like that stark line. I'm really hoping that this works out, because your routine might be the same, but the outcome is, I feel like, it's always different. Like the way that I do my brows has been the same for so long, but I don't know. Some days it works out and some days it doesn't. Okay. And this is a concealer that's slightly lighter than my actual skin color, so it tends to blend really, really well. Okay, so I have that there, and then if I want to just kind of blur it just a little bit, I just press it in. Fun fact, I don't always line the top. Some days it's a necessity and some days it's not. So I'm just gonna clean up just a little, like not even a lot. On the tail on this side is really important, and I have the concealer because I don't have a tail and I'm making it up as I go, so it's important for it to be pretty structured. Push those brows up one last time. Ooh, nice. For some reason I already feel it in my spirit. I feel it. I feel like this one is gonna give me the blues. I feel it. Fun tip, if you want to do well on cutting or shaping your brows with the concealer, try to get a brush that's really, really thin and really, really flat. I feel like that helps tremendously. This brow is an example of bringing the product too low, and so if you go over the product with the concealer, it usually just immediately cancels out. Shaping the top is so difficult for me. I will say that it's a weird thing. And then I'm gonna push that in. I think I did okay. Yay! All right, we're almost done, guys. The last thing, or the second to last thing, is putting the tinted brow gel through, and I'm just gonna put a little bit in. Okay. I've seen lately that this whole brow lamination is taking over. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gotten it done personally. Maybe post COVID-19 I might get a chance to do it. Last thing, very last thing, taking the 24-hour brow setting gel from Benefit. and I'm pushing it all the way through, bottom to top, pushing up. Now I know a lot of people don't like the bushy look with the brows, but there's something so youthful about it that I love. Okay, this is the brow routine. We're done. If you wanna stop now and try it yourself, then you can. I'll link all the products that I used in the description box, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face. So we're gonna blaze through this fairly quickly. This will be a work from home type of look. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this brow tutorial. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe and ring the bell button so that you'll get updates on when I upload something new. All of the products that I used will be in the description box below. If you guys are interested in any specific looks or any specific tutorials that you want to see, let me know. I will take a look and hopefully I can get those out to you guys. Don't forget you can follow me on various social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're all at home, so let's be social together. I will see you guys next time. Bye. You started it? I'm not talking anymore. You can let him out. Oh, I will see you guys. Oh no. It wasn't, I was just going to mention that this is the one thing that I don't love about this. Did I do okay, Mom?